JJ here, Retro ReWire. We're at Trader in Akihabara, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. I remember having this game. Picked it up at KB Toys, and it's a great game. And I definitely want to add this into the collection. It's Capcom, man. Capcom greatness. But $15,000, you know, that's the price that I would expect to pay in this day and age. But it's not a priority, so we're just going to put it back and keep browsing. And then we have Garou Special, 1,780. If you go to the book offs, you'll find that one for less. And then here we have Cat's Car or something like that by Atlas. I haven't played their Cat's Run. 14,500 yen, but judging by those screenshots, that game looks pretty cool, man. But I was just out here, Akihabara, you know, this store, Trader, love this store. I like visiting this location every month or a month and a half. Area 88, 7,580. But if you're into Super Famicom, this is a pretty good spot in terms of the selection that they offer. Now, 12,600 for the Masterpiece R-Type 3, the third Lightning, one of the better shooters on the Super Famicom, Super Nintendo. Love this game, man. This one's cleaner, 12,700 yen. Slightly more expensive, but it is cleaner. But yeah, excellent selection. But if you're into like condition, this might not be the best spot. And they do have a few North American titles here. We have the arcade collection by Konami. Like, check this out. We have Rockman and Forte, 17,500 yen, but it's mangy, yo. It is mangy. My copy is also a little bit beat, but I paid a lot less. 6,380 there for Rockman 7. They got all the Rockmans, man. We got X3. And X3, that's not, 9,500 yen. I've seen that for a lot more money. 4,680 there for X2. And same, and this copy looks cleaner. So these prices for X2 complete in the box are not bad. 6,480 for X. Well, I'm assuming they're complete in the box. I didn't read the note there, but yeah, here we have old Yogi Bear causing mayhem at Jellystone for 19,500 yen. Now, looking at the screenshot, especially the one with the water level, it looks pretty cool. But looks can be deceiving, and especially for that price, I recommend looking up some videos before you commit if you're after some Yogi Bear action. Here we have some Final Fight Guy. What do we have? What's the damage? 9,400 yen. My copy of Final Fight Guy, it is beat, but it's complete. Here we have Pinocchio for 5,780. Man, I'm trying to get all the Capcom games for the Super Famicom, and this is one that I don't know. I need to look it up because I'm just not, I don't think I'm going to get them all. Some of them are just not, they're not really my thing. Knights of the Round. This is one I would like to add. 20,800 yen. That's a great game. I have it on the Switch and the PlayStation 2. And the Doraemon. 4,080. With Mode 7, it looks like. Look at that. I bet you some of those Doraemon games are pretty good. I've never played one, but... And then we have Tom and Jerry for 8,580. Now, in the back, I think they have a Rascal Raccoon. That's a puzzle game that I want. Maybe. Maybe not. It's some Dragon Quest game, anyhow. We got Maui Mallard. Donald Duck and Maui. Look at this screenshot with the eyeball. Dang, I definitely want to try that. I'm a big fan of old Donald Duck. And that game looks pretty cool. But I wonder who developed it. I wonder if it was Virgin Interactive or Capcom. 7,780 for Toy Story. I hear great things about this one. And this one is by Traveler's Tale and what was that? Psygnosis? I hear great things about that version. Good old Toy Story. Here we have Zelda, A Link to the Past. 5,780. Book offs out in the smaller towns will have it for slightly less, if that is what you're after. But here we have a Smash TV. I could have sworn this was called Super Smash TV. Maybe that's just in North America, but 5,280. It's like I've played this. Yeah, it's a classic. And then Street Fighter 02. 14,600 yen. This is a great game on the old Super Famicom. Very impressive technically, but you know what else is very impressive technically? Art of Fighting 2 on the Super Famicom. Man, and in some ways on a technical level, it matches 02. I recently picked up a copy. I'll have to do another pickups video, but it'll be down in a few weeks because I haven't had many pickups since the last video. We're taking it in stride, man. Just slowing the roll. You know how it goes. And then what is this? Makio, the Demon King, something like that. This is a reprint because the original copy is freaking expensive. But here's the tell, the old website. And made in China. Typically, an authentic version will say made in Japan. And then we have Muscle Bomber. I think this was Saturday Night Slam Masters. I've never played this, and I believe it has a Hager. There he is. The old mayor. And 1,980. That's definitely lower than what I've seen it as of late. Oh, I'm gonna get a copy. Just you wait and see, y'all. But anyhow, we have Magic Sword here, 5180. I do like this game. Good old Magic Sword. They have some Kirby games in the mix, but the selection is on point. But again, like, condition is not gonna be the best. And then pricing, you know, I'll let you guys decide on that. But here we have Fighter's History, 4980. I have this. I have the Johnny Turbo's arcade Switch release, and I don't know. I need to give it its time. I haven't beaten it yet, but you know, fighting games. That's just that's my jam, man. We have Rushing Beat by El Jellico, 6380. I haven't played that. I think that was like Brawl Brothers, maybe. But we have Rita's Rewind, Power Rangers. Now they have a small selection here of North American titles. Like this Rita's Rewind for 6980, 9280 for Lunar Remastered Collection. And this makes more sense for people like me. Just because sometimes, you know, ordering from Amazon, having it shipped here with the shipping fee and all, it can add up. If you get free shipping, it takes like a month. 4980 for Wild Guns. We have the Cowabunga Collection for 6980. That I picked up when I was in the States. That's a great collection, man. And then we have Mortal Kombat 1, 6980. Silent Hill 2 with old Uncle Sam next to Resident Evil 4. I do like that sticker. That's hilarious. 9480 there, Silent Hill 2. Now, these games have been here for a while. The Amazing Spider-Man Lethal Foes, Japan exclusive, 149,000. 84,800 there for Pocky and Rocky 2. This little, I don't know what the heck this is. 168,000. Expensive. But next to Gunman's Proof, 6980 or 69,800 yen. Now that was released in 97 if I'm not mistaken. So a super late release. We have Biometal for 49,600 yen. That game is awesome. Expensive, but it's cool, man. And then we have Cotton 100%, 29,800 yen. Next to Odono, I believe, for 35,800 yen. And the same price for Hagane, the Final Conflict, next to Wild Guns. 52,800, 25,800 for Marvel Superheroes. And Kiki Kai Kai, the Black Mantle, 23,800 yen. It is sun faded, hence the price. 24,800 there for Pitfall. Beautiful cover on Pitfall. Look at that. Freaking work of art. And then Phalanx, 21,800 yen, 23,800 yen. Typically, those games go for like 60,000. So I was surprised to see them at that price. And then the Ninja Warriors, again, 29,600, 24,800 there for the one that's a bit more messed up. That's a great game. I remember renting it years and years ago, back when Super Nintendo was the it thing, you know. Outrun 2 SP, that's a masterpiece, probably the greatest arcade game ever made. Matcha Melee for 25,000. And again, Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast, 34,800 yen. And I believe this is region free. That's the European version there. We have Bulk Slash for the old Saturn, 20,500 yen. And then this hamster kart racing game, 59,800 yen. Since it's a hamster game, I'm pretty sure this was published like in 2001, 2002, next to Monkey Magic. I remember seeing that at KB Toys. And we have Airgrave there. And then Parasol Stars for the old PC Engine. And then they had 2 copies of Kazekiri. And 103,000 for, gosh, I always forget the name of that game. Anyhow, KO and the Flying Squadron, 34,600 yen. And that's like some limited edition of the game, but here we go. Waku Waku 7, 227,000 for the Neo Geo. That's to be expected, Neo Geo, y'all. And I do like Waku Waku 7. I have it on the Switch, though. I had to settle for something a lot less. We have Castlevania Bloodlines, the North American release. This has been here for quite some time, and that spine is faded. 29,500 yen. Which, let's take a look at some CD-ROM games. We have Valis 2, 2,800 yen. I still don't have a copy of this, and I was tempted. The allure of that price. It's a little bit sun-faded there. And this one is like, this must have come from a smoker's house. When you get that yellowy look. Look at that. But still, 1980, that's not bad. Part 4 for 3080. But, I didn't pick it up. Man, I want to beat, if I can speak here, I want to beat the Super Famicom version and parts 3 and 4 before I go to 2. And eventually part 1. But Valis, a nice little collection of games there. We have a Raise Amber 2. This is the lowest that I've seen this game in a while. 5780, and they had a couple more. They had a few more copies. 5580, and then the one with the spine card coming in at 7380 by old Data West. I hear that this game has an amazing soundtrack. It's also for the FM Towns Marty, or at least the first release of the game, but I don't know. The looks can be deceiving on this one. I need to look up some gameplay, but I would like to try it out. We got some Neo Geo CD titles and more PC Engine. This time we have Super CD-ROM. We have Monster Maker, which did see a re-release on the Switch. It got a physical release. I think City Connection was behind that, if I'm not mistaken. But we got some Ranma 1/2. Man, the PC Engine, that's such a great game. Somebody was asking about Cotton for the PC Engine. 16,500 yen, and that copy was fairly clean. It didn't include the Obi, but for the most part, man, it was even tempting me, but I'm not ready for Cotton right at this point in time. But we have Spriggan Mark II coming in at 11,000. That's a bit pricey. Now, part 1's amazing, but I wonder how part 2 holds up. I need to look it up. Once you start looking up games, you kind of build the story in your head, and then all of a sudden, bam, you just bought it. 4680 there for Sonic Wings. I picked it up for 5,500 yen. A bit more expensive, but mine included the Obi card. Which sometimes that's important, but man, sometimes the price difference between Obi and no Obi can be more than 5,000 yen. I've seen it with my own eyes, y'all. We got Real Bout Garo 1280. I recently picked up a copy of that. Freaking love the Garo series, especially the Neo Geo flavors. Let's take a look at some Sega Mega Drive. And this is kind of what brought me out here. I was kind of like debating about picking up that Bloodlines copy, but when I saw how sun-faded it was, I was like, nah, forget about it. 7780 for Aero Blaster. Now, I have the PC Engine release, and I'm eventually going to get this. Eventually. That's going to happen, yo. Freaking love these shooters. Especially the 16-bit, 32-bit. All the bits, man. And on the Mega Drive, man. Mega Drive's legendary. They had what do they have there? Gunstar Heroes. That's a great game. Gaiaris. Curse. Zero Wing. Hellfire. Phelios. They had Phelios and Forgotten World as well. Phelios, I don't show it here, but that one was coming in at 2,000 and some change. So I had to pick it up. And I'm going to do a pickups video, but once I get a few more things, What do we have here? Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for 11,500 yen, which, by the way, with Phelios, the arcade release is available as a part of Hamster's Arcade Archives, and it is on the Switch and most likely on the PlayStation 4. And then we have El Viento. 5,480. Beautiful cover, but this is a reprint because ain't no Mega Drive game going to have a website on it. At least back the original releases. We have Thunder Force 2. 4,980. That one's kind of calling out to me, y'all, but nah, not now. Zero Wing, 7180. That's a pretty cool cover too on all Zero Wing. But I need to be Elemental Master before I get more Technosoft games. Saint Sword, I have that, And I'm probably going to be selling it off. I don't know. I'm not really feeling the gameplay. What do we have? Zoom for 1380. And then 3DO games, man. 3DO, guilty pleasure of mine. Alone in the Dark, 2780. I wonder if that one has like any English language options. But we have Ultraman Powered for 2680. I definitely want to try this. It looks so goofy, but in a good way. I wonder how slow it runs too. Neo Geo games have a tendency to run a bit slow. But here we have D's Dining Table, or D's Diner. The Dining of D, 1080. I love that game, man. That's such a great game. I also have the director's cut. The Incredible Machine, 2580. Look at this cover by Sierra. But nah, those screenshots are not doing it for me. Here we have Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon S. Now this looks to be one of the better fighting games in the Sailor Moon series. And then we have Police Knots, the pilot disc. Microcosm by Psygnosis for 1780. And what do we have here? Metal Slug First Mission on the old Pocket there for 15,500 yen. I'm kind of at a halt with the Neo Geo Pocket. Let's take a look at some junk. We have a Neo Geo for 39,800 yen. It could be risky, but if you do repairs, you know, let's take a look at the serial number here. 150,161. So if it's not reshelled, you know, but I don't know. Kind of tempting, but nah, I already have a Neo Geo. Here we have PSPs. Now the important thing is the empty space next to that. We're gonna come back here. Simply, well, here's something else. We have Bubsy for the Jaguar, 4,000 yen. This is the junk bin, y'all. That's the first time to see an Atari Jaguar game in the junk. But kind of going back down. Okay, so I came back after walking around a little bit, but 9,800 for the PSP. But check this out: an Xbox 360e, the 250 gig version, 2,000 yen, sold as junk. I bought this, man. I had to, and it works, no issues. So this is gonna be my main squeeze when it comes to 360 gaming. But guys, we were just kind of just chilling here, checking out old Trader. I like coming to Trader, you know, at least like once a month, once every month and anytime I'm in Akihabara. Who am I joking? Look, I got my Trader bag with my 360. All these people have no idea what's going on. But, you know, if you're going to be visiting Japan and you're going to be, you know, sticking to the main cities, definitely hit up Trader, man. They got some deals, and they also have the inventory. But anyhow, definitely expect more videos. We're going to check out some Surugayas, some book offs, and some more game rants. And anyhow, until then, ciao.